Many specials that existed way back then were celebrated as timeless classics in the here and now, either extensions of the present like in Peanuts or based on musical melodies like Frosty and Rudolph. But what about the things I saw first back then that I hold special in regard? Now, the Arthur franchise, stemming from books, PC games, and an animated series that have spanned 25 years of existence. I could go all in long about this, but others already have as many as I wanted this special to be the full focus. So, let's begin! I first saw this the night after Thanksgiving in 2000, and I was anticipating as I was relatively enjoying the series. So in honor of its 25th anniversary, let's begin. We fade into a merryful night while panning across the friendly, soundly lit Elwood City, with the present bustle of the residents taking a relatively calm approach with piano keys sounding off the slow mood as we focus into our favorite aardvark, Arthur, as he is anticipating the short arrival of Christmas, as the mood is uplifting to him to a sounding musical number that has latched onto my mind for years.
Our tree will be 8 feet tall, popcorn strung nicely, candy canes and silver ball.
With an imaginative approach that lights the mood and light interludes with DW, with Arthur being overjoyed as DW then broke Arthur's concentration like the middling tramp she's always was. Now, if you like-minded others can't stand this petulant brat, watch her be put on blast on Matt Neff's FUDW series, as he's also expanding on other characters in the franchise who has also made detestable moments accordingly. Now back to the show. The following morning, as the Reed children board the sedan for the last day of school before winter break. And I know what you're thinking. What school has winter breaks very close to Christmas? Well, apparently, if you haven't assisted a relative during the horrid days of remote learning, which fully ends the day before Christmas Eve, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, DW, being a petulant brat, nothing new, is too encumbered by her mailed letter, much to her older brother's chagrin, as the car radio is advertising a hot new toy that has latched on to DW's obsessiveness, and it's become a major mainstay of her arc throughout the special, which has a lot of time to cover the major arcs all present from here. Following the school's entrance is the resident rich girl, Muffy. Storms all over Francine about her holiday festivity event and can't seem to take the hint that Francine is uninterested due to her Hanukkah celebrations. But the lone crosswire is unmitigated and oblivious to Francisque's deridements. Must be to her flustered chagrin to exclaim to Arthur as Arthur implores her to try again. With Muffy, as you know her, being dismissive. Oh, that rooster is gonna roost when we get to it. During class, the students express various traditional upkeep of what they and their loved ones do throughout the season, and watching this for the first time as a youngster gives you a sense of what other cultures do of such as the Festival of Light. Side note, Puster enjoying lutefisk is something, and if there was an eating contest for one, he and Bobby Hill would compete. Next, we focus on Binky and his family's crusade of feeding the homeless, and how this year it was his time he made dessert. And as for a shared demonstration, he offers to share his pie to the class. As the recurrent elements is that Barnes can't cook for squat. Moving on with Arthur and Buster's back and forth on how they'll experience the holidays, we find that Buster is heavily fatigued about everything, considering his mother's frantic insistence of getting things perfected for Buster since the divorce, with pancakes and presents all over on abundance. Following on with Muffy making a royal spectacle of herself with her party, with inviting the entire school and putting Francine on a fix with a proclamation that she should come early and assist, but Francine's protest fails under deaf ears. Typical. At the local mall, with the hustle and bustle of the holidays are in seasonal display, as Arthur and his mother agreed to a rendezvous to get some shopping done, which in hindsight feels extraordinarily reckless to leave a child no older than 8 to split alone on a busy space like the mall. But most prior, we see Arthur and the gang venture out and about with zero supervision and are pretty much less worse for wear. Arthur strolls by the kitchenware display with a present device that caught his eye and that his father could use at such a crazy discount. But alas, the disappointment to Artie is apparently when the clerk has all run out. But as a substitute, Arthur was offered an olive deep hitter. Furthermore, as Arthur is short one gift, and his eyes widen to one in the present view, a crystalline glass bird that would be a suitable replacement for the one that was shattered during a summer skirmish with DW. With all that said and completed, Arthur bustles himself to reach the meeting spot with the middling theme from this morning already spurning his escape as he was cleared.
That's so.
Later at home, we are greeted to a tape featuring Arthur and DW's uncle, Uncle Fred, about him celebrating the holidays in Florida. In a present bumbling manner as he is, David wanted to import some older interactions of food for his dinner for his family with biblical feats akin to the ones served around the birth of Christ. Let me say, it's pretty ambitious for this to not shy away at the biblical origins while at the same time melding with the other aspects of differing celebrations all throughout. I guess this is why this special stands the test of time. As Arthur is dealing with his family, Buster, on the other hand, had the same old pre-Christmas song and dance. On the penultimate day of Christmas, Muffy's party was in full swing with the Elwood 3rd and 4th grade student body all attending, with a pretty catching beat all over, as noted as Arthur is pining over the lack of snow with his brain expositing the melding of Christmas and the winter solstice of their histories all over and then. Muffy partook in her gift-giving moment with her announcing a gift to Francine. But she was nowhere to be present as soon as it was revealed that Francine was celebrating with her family on the final night of Hanukkah, and having the time of the year until that unpetulant brat had aired out transgressions so wild as Muffy demands entitlement as to why Francine was a no-show, with Francine leveling her
Hello?
Where are you? Everybody's waiting for you to accept your breakfast, but you're not here.
Muffy, I told you exactly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 times.
frustrations all in the clear with her heritage as Muffy dissuades it uncouthly in a tone-deaf manner. And then Francine laying the smack back and ending the call with Muffy going on as if it were normal.
Hey, besides, it's not like Hanukkah is as important as Christmas.
Well, it is to me.
Okay, Muffy, I get you're an inconsiderate twat, but we'll meet back with you with the boys as they are drawn to an unawakened Buster, all plastered with cake and fatigued with the holiday as Arthur implores him to create a new holiday special with Brain chiming him on his African heritage with Kwanzaa. You learn something new every day. Plus, it helps this was discussed in a previous episode, The Long Dull Winter. Wait, a new music number with Buster awakening in his fantasy of spending the day with his mother, calling this aforementioned holiday Baxter Day. And as the music goes, it was a break from the holiday style and what goes on to what Buster's wants and needs along with his mother. As the party ended and Arthur returning home all alone at night, yeah, it's one of those nights as it was the time to decorate the tree a few hours following the nightly eve as Arthur settles his gift for his mother down, much to the chagrin of his sister's insistence of prepping for Santa's arrival. As hopeful Arthur waits the morning, or so it will be, as an unexpected arrival happened. It was Uncle Fred and his rowdy pet dog Rory as they were in an accident that occurred. But no one was worse for wear. As the relentless dog was scampering about, Arthur's gift was endangered as the dog was playing a tug-of-war with Pal, and then one thing led to another in the end. Arthur retrieved his gift and was able to store it atop the second floor closet as the night was done and another day comes in. It's Christmas morning! And all in the Reed and Baxter residence as Buster's early morning went relatively smoothly, so to speak. And then we cut to the Crossrider residence as presents were being opened and Muffy retrieving her gift, with a makeup set and coming to the realization that being dismissively and inconsiderate at whoever offered the gift.
I don't need makeup. I'm already beautiful.
Excuse me. This Listen here, you little brat. I don't know what you think, but that was an awful classless thing you just did. Disregarding a gift because you think you're already beautiful? Get over yourself! Throughout this special, you are too conceited for others, and you don't pay any attention to the world outside your fragile bubble. And you have the gall to feel bad about what you did. Who are you fooling?
3 hours later.
And this is why your future is reduced as a crooked politician.
Wow, that was something. Moving on. The realization of what Muffy did hit her like a pile of bricks as another musical number of Muffy in higher states of power, as Francine is imagined as a lowly servant girl, and followed with Muffy's trials. Moving on. The Reed residence had some relatives over, and as it was all well as Arthur aims to retrieve his gift for his mom, as a mishap occurred. Ooh, that was a close call. Damn, spoke too soon. Okay, the jostling of subplots is certainly something, but for the first ever Baxter Day, as Buster is trying to make up for the day, work with his mother, resuming with Uncle Fred, went to check up on his nephew as hell of a passing time has happened as the man discovered his nephew, sniffling in sorrow and regret that his gift to his mother is shattered. As Fred assured him that it's what about that comes from the heart that matter, alleviated Arthur's worries, at least for a little, until the idea his uncle had in store. Meanwhile, glum faces were all abundant with the Crosswires inside the Powers ice cream shop as Brain was serving up a Kwanzaa-related special. Kinda funny, stemming from the pre-pubescent future unfunny alt-right cuckold voice of Brain at the time. Steven, I'm a tone-deaf, increasingly irreverent, abusive asshat. Crowder, also, I'm the blackest, greenest guy around, and who the hell eats licorice ice cream? But unnerving, Muffy, respectively, that's a first, declines the bowl and is a fix about what Brain celebrates.
Daddy, next year can I have a Kwanzaa party instead of a Christmas party?
Kinda on the sad part, but let's rise up on that, shall we? We return to the Reeds as then DW shreds her present open, expecting a Tina Tabby gift, and it went as well as you would expect.
I wanted Tina the Talking Tabby! I wanted Tina the Talking Tabby! I wanted Tina the Talking Tabby! Santa, how could you? This is the worst present ever! I'm Quackers!
Saved by the quack as DW got to at least hear how her present will sound, and her worries seemed to subside. Anyway, on to Arthur as he was ready to confess. But then a miracle with Fred giving his sister a gift labeled from Arthur as it was then opened. It was a tea set, the one Fred posthumously destroyed in the previous years, as the good times were all well accounted for. Anyway, we cut to the Frenskies as they cap the end of Hanukkah with a visit from the Crosswires to the youngest ones can make up. Mr. Crosswire giving them a ham, but not out of malice, as one would expect. Anyway, Muffy leveled an apology, but what excuse from Francine regaled her as to why she does far important so poignantly as Muffy is convinced. And then Buster was able to relax with his mother that they don't need to be beholden to the traditional holiday things under obligation, whereas they're free to do whatever they want as the doer is relieved under Baxter Day. With the Reeds with the family enjoying a dinner of yesteryear, and Arthur's father putting aside his olive depitter to good use with an impressed remark as some good news arrived with Arthur's uncle enlightening everyone that his truck is repaired and he'll be able to make his Florida trip as a goodbye was made with Fred and the family and Arthur thanking him for everything, resulting in a good Christmas. But before the day could end, a snowfall has fully exhilarated the lone aardvark as it feels much more merry towards him, with a new number from Arthur, a reprisal from the beginning, but sizzled with more holiday moments of the other residents in town. As a calming night soothed the times and etched the lessons and moments for Arthur as the special closes out.
Happy holidays, everyone!
Quick, quack, quacky, quack.
CW, turn that thing off!
And that, my friends, is the retrospective of Arthur's Perfect Christmas. Was it exactly perfect? And not by much, but was it a good watch? Most definitely was. And what I look forward to every year? Oh, you bet. I think something like this still relatively holds up, even if you're a fan of the series from the start. I know its lengthwise does favors in inputting other characters, and their dealings with the holiday gives it much more to expand from the reads and explores much different facets and feelings and traditions of various characters, and what matters from the thought most of all. As one made the note, I put this off in how completing the script to this mere short weeks before Christmas with my previous stuff, as I yet to record any audio, as I try to do it whatsoever. Anyway, with what's that, these times have its ups and downs, but what matters is that it's what you make of it. As always, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all. Be sure to like, comment, and sub and share, as more is next week's vid will close. Take care.
Thank you.